What we have here is the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. And simply, it's the ultimate Tacoma. The Tacoma is a thing of a legend. It's reliable, it's durable, it's capable, it's dependable. There's really an endless amount of superlatives you can throw at it because they all can apply in some way. And this TRD Pro, it's the, the King Tacoma, it's the X-Force Tacoma, it's the ultimate Tacoma. So what makes a Tacoma TRD Pro worthy of its name? What makes it the ultimate Tacoma? Well, for starters, I think it just looks absolutely ace. From all the black highlights to the color, it just works. I'm going to show you that in more detail as we go on. But mechanically, this is the off-road variant. TRD Pro, it's Toyota Racing Development, and the Pro is as good as it gets. From TRD design, Fox special shocks, the Goodyear off-road rubber, it's just built to have fun. So we're going to take you on a little visual tour now to show you what makes this look so cool. And starting right at the front, the grille. Instead of having the silver Toyota badge, we have the words Toyota emblazoned right across. It's all black. And because it's written like this, it also visually widens the front end, giving it a more aggressive demeanor and appearance. Moving over to the headlight housing, you can see it's all black around here too. Black down here with the cool fog lights. And coming across the side of the car, we're going to see TRD Pro right there on the side of the door. I love that badge, and also has some cool texture to it. And down here are the wheels. TRD center caps in red. Now let's get in there and look at that suspension. That's the Fox TRD suspension. More ground clearance than a normal Tacoma with a longer suspension travel. The suspension travel is going to allow the chassis to work better over undulations and rocks and such, giving you better control. The styling cues are going to make their way to the rear of the Tacoma as well. As you can see, black badging. Tacoma is kind of recessed into the metal. That's a real neat touch. Let's take a look at that rear shock, and you're going to see down there a remote reservoir. Remote reservoir, that's what houses the oil for the shock. Why remote? It allows a greater volume of oil, which will prevent it from overheating, allowing the shock to work longer and more consistently over that time. Something you need if you're going to be traveling off the beaten path. And now you might have heard of soft closed doors, but what about soft open? Because this has a soft open tailgate. See how gently and smooth that comes down? I love that. And now if there's something I like on just about any car, it's a good fender flare. And luckily, the Tacoma has got you covered right there. You can see these are black. It just visually widens the truck. It also allows for a wider wheel and wider tires. And the rear ones, you can see that, how it just pops right out of the bed. Gives it a nice real hip. And best of all, there's this sensation of near invincibility when behind the wheel, because there's no such thing as an obstacle. You shouldn't have to worry about anything because it's not an obstacle, it just becomes fun. And that's the point of the TRD Pro. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to make driving a truck fun again. And the thing is, it doesn't drive like some old rickety truck. It drives like a new car. The steering's good, the throttle response is good, the transmission, you have a 6-speed automatic now. It's great. The ride quality is wonderful thanks to the long travel suspension. It just allows a greater range of motion for the wheels to move. Instead of being limited to this much, they're limited to this much. And what about the color? If I'm being honest, I absolutely love it. This is not a subtle truck. It's meant to be kind of loud, outlandish, and the color just absolutely works with it. It definitely would be at home on safari somewhere in Zimbabwe. And that's a good thing. For some viewers, you might remember on Top Gear a number of years ago, they had a Toyota Hilux, which is the same thing as a Tacoma, but in Europe. And they tried to kill it. And they couldn't. They dropped it from the top of a building. Didn't kill it. They drowned it in the ocean. Didn't kill it. That's what makes the Tacoma such a legend. Why people are still going crazy for these. And it's a fact that the Tacoma has the highest resale value of any car in America, according to Kelley Blue Book. And it shows. People love their Tacomas. So it's also nice is just how civilized this is on the inside between the touchscreen Toyota Entune system, an easy electronic switch for 2-wheel drive, the 4 high to 4 low. Up on your roof, there's multi-terrain select control for like dirt, rocks, snow, mud. There's also a crawl mode, axle locker right above it, and the turn off traction control. I remember when I saw Back to the Future the first time, there's a part where Michael J. Fox, he sees a black Toyota pickup driving around and he stands up and looks at it and goes, oh man, check out that 4x4. And that was kind of the start of this cult around Toyota pickup trucks, because people knew they were cool. And cool is something you can't just program into a car. You have to, it's not something you just engineer with a laptop. What about performance? Well, it's got a 3.5 liter dual overhead cam V6. You also might notice it has a stainless steel catback exhaust in the TRD Pro, lending itself to an even greater little growl to the V6. It's smooth, it's got just enough power for anything. What more could you want?